Yeah?
Yeah. So my number one is Pikmin 3 on Nintendo Wii U. Now, I know you're very excited about this game.
Yeah, big time.
Pikmin 3, as everybody knows, is the sequel to Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2, long awaited. And in my opinion, three things. Number one, it's very, very, very good indeed. Number two, it's properly classic Nintendo. And number three, it's the first proper HD franchise game Nintendo's ever done. I know there's new Super Mario Brothers U, but that's 2D and it's very familiar with games that have come out in the last few years. This feels like the first proper big Nintendo game on Wii U for me. I played Pikmin 1 when it came out in the GameCube. I didn't really get on with it. I didn't like the 30-day thing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't play 2. But this, to me, obviously, you know the basic structure of Pikmin. You get the little plant dudes. You control them like an army, like a kind of RTS, and you solve puzzles with them, do combat. People know what Pikmin is, right? In here, though, it feels like almost like a Nintendo greatest hits. This is everything Nintendo does as a development studio, kind of put into one game and laid bare. It's about, like I said, solving puzzles. It's about making you feel both incredibly stupid and incredibly smart within the same 5-minute space. It's about being really, really charming, but also oddly satiric and with an edge. Almost all of their stuff has a slight edge. Even if you think about some of the stuff in Mario, he's pretty murderous. But this obviously is probably Nintendo's harshest game. In fact, it's fucking harsh. But overall, I think it's the best game that they've done in a long, long time, probably since Galaxy 2, which is a few years old now. It's a very special game indeed. As you can see if you do watch the video, it looks fucking amazing. It really genuinely does look amazing. People have talked about the Wii U and how it doesn't have the graphical power of even the current gen consoles and whatnot. Maybe that's been the case for people trying to port third-party stuff over. They haven't really given it the time, or they haven't done this. It doesn't matter. This game, Nintendo, with their own console, with their own technology, however long they've been making it, looks absolutely stunning. It's so detailed. It's crystal sharp, crystal clear even. And, yeah, everything about it, like, there's stuff like little sand effects, and when it rains, when you're down on the world, everything gets covered in like a glistening sheen, and it just looks fucking amazing. All the fruit that you pick up looks amazing. So, is there anything you want to know about how it works, or what's new about this one?
Well, I played it several months ago, and at that point there was only one control style. Do you have to have a Wii remote and nunchuck? You can't just play it on the pad, can you?
No, you can play it on the pad. Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I've only played it on the pad, in fact. So I did. I mean, I know there's the Wii remote styles in there, and I've heard that that's actually better for some of the boss fights because you get a bit more accuracy. But when you play with the pad, you have a interactive map on the gamepad and just standard Pikmin 1 controls on the sticks and whatnot. But the map is actually really good because you tap it and it pauses the game, and you can drag it around and see where you want to go, and it has a good radar system. It tells you where fruit, as you like not level up, but as you progress, you can get more detail on the map, so you eventually get a fruit or certain things you should look out for. And it has a really cool thing where you can tap somewhere on the map and then press go here, and they'll just automatically go here. So when you get to a certain point in the game, you have 3 dudes that you can control and split up and put into their own separate teams. So as you get better at the game, you can give all of them their own bunch of Pikmin and then start setting them up for little tasks. So say one bunch is trying to knock down a wall, you can fuck off with another 2 and get them doing something, and then sporadically check back, and once they're done, you can just send them back to the Onion. The Onion is obviously the home base where all the Pikmin live, so they don't get in trouble while you're out doing other stuff, and you start to multitask like that. The game never really demands that of you, but you just I found myself naturally getting quite good at that after probably about 8 or 9 hours, so it's never daunting in that respect. It's always taxing, but it's never too hard.
Yeah.
And then there's loads of really clever puzzles that involve using all 3 of your guys to like get over a ledge and then do thing with Pikmin. All stuff that, like great Nintendo stuff, like I said, makes you feel like a dumbass for ages and then makes you feel like a genius when you solve it. Like the best stuff in Luigi's Mansion, like the obviously the best stuff in Zelda and Metroid, which this has a hell of a lot in common with both of those games, because it has large worlds where loads of stuff, you have a clear path through it, but there's loads of stuff that kind of looks strange, looks maybe out of place, or maybe it doesn't, and then it starts to unravel itself and then becomes this much more detailed level with all these different options and ways of breaking it down and ways of kind of rinsing it for all the stuff that you need to do, as well as progressing just to get to the boss. The more I played, the more I was just like, fucking hell, nobody does it like Nintendo when they're on form like this.
Yeah. God damn it, I can't wait. I think the best the control scheme with the pad sounds really neat, but I bet you will love it even more if you use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, because having played it like that and having played Pikmin 2 like that's just, it feels so natural. They made it feel perfect, like almost as if the game would be half as entertaining without it. So have you got those at home? If you have,
I do have those. Yeah, no, I do intend to try them. I just really like having the map on the screen and what you can do with that map. So. Yeah, you would lose some stuff, but I'm sure certainly a couple of the boss fights, it can be a bit fiddly when you're firing tons of Pikmin into them, because you're obviously, there's one where you have to be like running away but firing Pikmin behind you, and you can't really do that because you're using the same stick to move and aim your cursor.
Yeah.
So I could tell that with a Wiimote and Nunchuck would be much better, but I still did it. It wasn't a massive problem. But just top stuff. Really, really good. And what I'm hoping, this will be the catalyst for the Wii U. It's not going to be the game that saves the Wii U. It's not going to be the game that everybody suddenly decides, I need to buy a Wii U now. It just isn't. It's Pikmin 3. It's not. I don't think any one game could do that. Maybe a brand new Zelda, maybe, but not even that. I don't know. But hopefully this will be the catalyst that I think from now every month until the end of the year, there's one big Wii U game coming out. I think there's this. Then Wonderful 101's in August, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
September, you've got probably the best version of Rayman is September. October's Wind Waker, bit of a stretch there. And then I think you've got November's Donkey Kong and December is Mario. So if it can get that level of consistency where one big, mostly first-party or second-party game is coming out every month, it could start to get that momentum that the 3DS currently has, where you can't go 3 weeks without something big coming from Nintendo or one of their second parties. That's basically been the whole way since Luigi came out, isn't it? In February.
Yeah.
That's been how the 3DS has been this year. So if they can get that, then people will start to take notice. If there's a consistent 9 out of 10 game coming out on that every single month, and the thing costs less than £200. Yeah. So I don't think it's dead and buried yet, but this could be the game that kicks it off.
Yeah. Damn, I can't wait for it. What are you going to give it out of 10?
It's got 9 out of 10.
Nice.
In my review on Video Gamer, which should be up at the same time as this video, if you're watching a video. And if you're not watching a video and listening on a podcast, go and check it out on Video Gamer anyway. But yeah, definitely one of the best games I played this year. Not up there with the very best games I played this year because it's been a special year, but fucking great. Just it's very hard to fault and nasty as well.
Just difficult.
No, I mean it's tricky, but just like it's genuinely gruesome at times. Be it the harshness of losing Pikmin at the end of the day when you go back up into space and they're just left there stranded, because there may be something to do with the fact the animation's better and it's clearer, and also like when you set like 60 Pikmin on an enemy and you just think, imagine that happening to you. I don't know, like creepy crawlies and stuff bug me out, but what a way to go. All these little fucking red fuckers just jumping on you to the point where you can't move and you're trying to shake them off, but they keep coming until you just die, and then they carry your corpse back to their spaceship to get more Pikmin. What scumbags.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't. I mean, the thing about Pikmin 3 that I remember is that they've individually animated them, whereas before they were just a sea of things. But right. They each looked like they had individual faces when I played Pikmin 3, and it made all the difference to sort of making you empathise with them. And it is gutting when you see their little those little souls go. You just like, no, losing them. Yeah, so I know what you mean. But goddamn, I can't wait. I really cannot wait.
It's a very special game. Miyamoto said it's his best game in a long time or something like that. I haven't quite finished it yet, but it's definitely the best Nintendo game, I think, since Galaxy 2, and that includes 3DS stuff.